happening, people? This is Rohit here, and in this podcast episode, I'm going to discuss my cultural exposure since I came to the US. And this is a very interesting podcast episode, as well as a very interesting video journal for me because of the timing and the coincidence. It's been over 3 years since I came to the US. I just completed 3 years anniversary last week, and at the same time, today is when my university is having international student orientation, something which I didn't get to attend because of so many other legalities and other factors. But so many things are not in my control. I can only do what is in my control, but it's story for another day. I've discussed in so many other podcast episodes as well as other vlogs. But I'm doing this episode because of the coincidence. I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm better than other people or something like that. But at the same time, it's about the uniqueness and what I did with the uniqueness, and that combined with my personality, combined with destiny, as what all has happened. 2 3 years, I have not been able to attend international student orientation, something is which I personally think is very important. But since I did not get the chance or opportunity last 2 years, I had that slight jealousy and ego. But at the same time, I'm happy and grateful with the kind of things that I've done alone, and something I could not have done if I had been there at the orientation. That's how I'm looking at it. But I'm saying this and my situation as unique because of the circumstances and because of courses, and that's what I'm going to discuss in this, and how my journey has been so far. In the last 3 years, I've been in grad school at two campuses, two in a way separate universities. But at the same time, what an interesting journey, right? Because of my course, I'm not in Meta, I'm not in any masters in IT and analytics. So that's Meta here at Rutgers Newark, or part of business school and other courses or IT related courses. Mine is criminology, so that itself puts me in a very separate cohort because there's no other international students in my cohort. So I had to figure out things on my own, and my exposure is in such a way because of my course, which studies basically what is being taught or being followed or practiced in the US itself. So that itself gives me a very different set of cultural exposure, and what something might learn as a hidden curriculum, I am learning it as part of curriculum. At the same time, all the hidden curriculum as in the societal norms, social norms which are not taught at the university and you're learning on your own, that's hidden curriculum concept in sociology. Same time, because of my cohort being small sized, I'm being exposed to so many different cultures, different races, and that's something which I can discuss in academia. And outside of academia, the kind of journey that I've had because of my roommate's journey, I made a separate podcast episode about how I found my apartment where I've lived, 2 3 apartments, and after that, how my roommates are. And I did not, as an Indian, I did not live with any other Indians. I have lived with, so in Philadelphia, interestingly, I mean, we did not plan. See, this is what destiny is, right? I did not plan for any of this. I'm Indian. I had a white roommate. I had a who is also Hispanic. Oh, sorry, wait. I had a white roommate. I had a Hispanic roommate. I had a black roommate, and then there is me. And my circle there. It was so unique, and we had people from different countries, different continents, and that's something which has shaped my experience a lot in the first year when I came to the US, because the exposure is very important when you look at it at the beginning, right? So you're just new here, you're trying to experience so many different things. And for me, my personality, I know that I'm a very curious person who loves learning, who loves to experience different things in life, and to have the right set of people, right set of healthy people around me, and who are motivating me, who want me to be the best version of myself, as well as I wish the same for them. And that too, combined with the personality of being very choosy, made me realize that I want to be with the best set of people who are healthy for me. So I have been with certain different kind of people who I feel are not healthy, or and that's probably one of the reasons where I try to stay from toxic cultures. And here also there's there at the university, outside it's there, and the groupism which is being formed, and usually that happens at the international student orientations itself. So because I miss something like that, and because of my personality being very choosy, so I get to choose and be where I want to be, who I feel is the best person for me, and that itself shaped a lot in my case. And because of my roommates, I feel the exposure is quite high because I have lived with them. Not just see you're talking to them on campus or you're talking to them because of your course, that's different. But when you live with them, the kind of exposure that you have is completely different. And I also traveled with them, and when you live with them, you also realize small things like umbrella stories, or just small things like household chores, how each one cooks, how each one does things differently, and what you can learn to them. And that curiosity is what I feel made it special in my case. At the same time, there's also this willingness to learn, which I felt from others as well as within myself. Like, all of us are willing to learn, and that in a way combined with the circumstances that I was put in has made it quite special, my culture exposure compared to others international students. I'm not saying they're not learning at all, but the rate at which they everyone are learning are different, what they are learning are different. Because if you look at any IT course as an international student, you're being there mostly with Indians, so that exposure itself is less. At the same time, if you try to go outside and then others are saying something and then you don't want to go, even if you want to go, you cannot go. So there's so many other aspects which come into play, and what kind of groups you are part of and what you want to do after coming here. Do you just want to party, or do you want to learn, do you want to experience, do you want to take part in so many different things? And because I did not attend my orientation, what all I had to do was based on my own research or experiences and curiosity to go inside every single building and be like, okay, this is something which I want to do, and I did it on the first day itself. I'm like, oh, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to go inside that building, and just experiencing so many different things, and that itself shaped me a lot. And I'm not saying this to brag or anything, but at the same time, I'm just showing you that how much a person can just do whatever they want through curiosity and through having that willingness to learn. And because also accepting the circumstances, I remember I actually made a podcast episode talking about how much I was hurt. That too, I recorded this podcast after graduation, how much I was hurt. Even it's been 2 years that I was not able to attend student orientation, and how much it meant to me. And now I can look back and say I'm grateful. At the same time, that's the circumstances I was put in. It's not because of, I cannot blame hands and say this is because of that person or something. Each one has their own story or version. It's about what we choose to believe in. At the same time, that's where destiny comes into play as well. And it's just very interesting. I'm just grateful for the kind of journey, and it's all about having fun and realizing the kind of potential one has as an international student, whether living here or going back home. And the kind of experiences shape a person. That's something which I believe in, and what you do with all those opportunities given to you because of the exposure. Thank you all for watching. See you all in another one. Till then, bye from me.